It sounds too simple to be true. The cloudy water left behind after rinsing rice turns into a growth booster, so effective that plants visibly surge within days. Yet gardeners across generations quietly relied on rice water long before bottled fertilizers existed. When used the right way, rice water doesn't just feed plants. It activates soil life, improves root development, and unlocks nutrients already trapped in your soil. The secret isn't magic, it's biology. Why rice water works when fertilizers don't. Rice water is rich in soluble starches, trace minerals, and mild sugars. These aren't direct plant nutrients in the traditional sense. Instead, they feed beneficial microbes living around plant roots. Once those microbes multiply, they convert existing organic matter and minerals into forms plants can absorb. This is why rice water often produces better results than synthetic fertilizer. Fertilizer feeds the plant temporarily. Rice water feeds the system that feeds the plant continuously. When soil biology is active, plants grow faster, stronger, and larger, often dramatically. Not all rice water is the same. There are two main types of rice water, and, knowing the difference really matters. The first, rinse water, that milky liquid from washing rice, is, honestly, the most powerful. It contains surface starches and minerals released from the grain. Now, cooked rice water, which is the water left after boiling rice, is weaker and often stripped of nutrients, especially if salted. It's best to avoid salted water entirely, as sodium damages soil structure and microbes. Always use plain, unsalted rice and untreated water. Method 1. Fresh rice water for fast growth. This is the simplest and safest method, ideal for houseplants, seedlings, and garden beds. Rinse 1 cup of uncooked rice with 2 to 3 cups of water. Swirl gently and strain. Dilute the cloudy water with an equal amount of clean water. Use it immediately. So when it comes to using fresh rice water, remember to water the soil, not the leaves. It's best to apply it around the root zone, either in the early morning or late afternoon. This method, it actually boosts microbial activity without overwhelming the soil. If you use it once every 10 to 14 days, you'll often notice your plants showing deeper green leaves, thicker stems, and even faster growth within about a week. Now, for method 2, lightly fermented rice water really takes things up a notch for explosive soil life. Fermentation, honestly, brings rice water to another level. As it ferments, beneficial microbes multiply rapidly, creating a living inoculant for your soil. Collect fresh rice rinse water and place it in a loosely covered container. Let it sit at room temperature for 24 to 48 hours. You may notice a slightly sour smell. This is normal. If it smells rotten, discard it. Before use, dilute 1 part fermented rice water with 5 parts clean water. Apply to soil only. This method is extremely effective for tired beds, heavy feeders like tomatoes and peppers, and soils that feel compacted or, just a bit lifeless. Use no more than once every 2 to 3 weeks. Overuse can, temporarily deplete oxygen in the soil. Method 3. Rice water as a compost and mulch activator. Rice water isn't just for plants, as it's actually a powerful compost accelerator. Pour diluted rice water over compost piles, worm bins, or mulched beds. The sugars and starches jumpstart microbial activity, speeding decomposition and nutrient release. In mulched gardens, rice water helps fungi and bacteria break down organic matter directly where roots can access it. This creates a slow-release feeding system that lasts for weeks. This method is ideal if you prefer feeding soil rather than individual plants. So, why do plants actually grow up to 5 times bigger? Well, when rice water is used correctly, it encourages the roots to expand much faster, not just the leaves, Larger root systems are able to absorb more water and nutrients, which in turn supports heavier top growth and, increased flowering as well. In healthy soil, rice water also improves the availability of calcium and phosphorus. These are 2 nutrients that are absolutely essential for fruit size and stem strength. That's why after consistent use, gardeners often notice bigger tomatoes, longer vines, and, thicker stalks too. The effect, compounds over time. Each application strengthens the microbial network, making the soil more productive with less input. There are common mistakes that ruin results. The biggest mistake, honestly, is using rice water too often. More is not better. Excess sugars can cause anaerobic conditions, which in turn lead to root stress. Another mistake, is spraying leaves. Rice water is not a foliar feed. If applied to leaves, it can actually encourage mold or pests. Finally, never use rice water in waterlogged soil. Good drainage is absolutely essential for healthy microbial activity. So, which plants benefit most? Well, heavy feeders respond best. Tomatoes, peppers, cucumbers, squash, corn, bananas, and leafy greens. Houseplants also respond well, especially, pothos, monstera, and philodendrons. Root crops benefit indirectly through improved soil structure, but apply lightly. Seedlings should receive highly diluted fresh rice water only. Rice water is a soil tool, not a fertilizer. The biggest mindset shift, really, is understanding that rice water doesn't replace compost or minerals. It actually amplifies them. Think of it as a catalyst, that wakes up the soil's natural engine. Once soil biology is active, plants become more resilient, they require less feeding, and they produce more consistently. There's this forgotten habit that's honestly worth bringing back, For centuries, rice-growing cultures reused rice water because they noticed healthier plants and richer soil. Modern gardening forgot this simple practice and replaced it with expensive inputs. Rice water costs nothing, takes just a few minutes to make, and honestly, it works with nature instead of against it. Use it correctly, respect the soil, and you'll soon understand why plants can grow several times larger with something that usually just goes down the drain.